Okay, so the normal daily and VM and uh, citrix environment control are going to show you how to actually do that. First, the most important thing is you have to log into the VC1, which is the most important server really. So I use administration account, but you can use your normal and admin account as you wish. All right. So now you already see it's actually open, but to be actually to open the actual software, you have to click on the shortcut in here. And if in kind of like a strange situation, you can't actually uh, detect the VC1 and in the license issue, then you can just log into the ESXi host and individually, which is all on which are all on the 192.168.99 network. So it's the server 429. Alright, so but normally if you going to use the Windows session credential and with the normal localhost, you should be able to log into the account we just saw. Might take a little while, so be patient. Alright, if this window actually coming up, just go to ignore, because that's the license when we actually first installed. We never need to renew. Alright, okay, so you see we have to actually log into the home inventory and the VM and templates. So it's grouped in several different main structure. So which is citrix with all the citrix control layer, access layer, and all the different production and stuff. I'm going to show you a little bit later. And the citrix is all the citrix related and the servers we actually have in the virtual environment to be able to make the universal housing and workflow works. And all the finance and the server and dependency and stuff, and all the infrastructure servers, which including domain controller, exchange, other stuff, and also the telephony, which is two Linux systems with the core and manager, subscriber, and publisher, and also the IPFX servers. Alright, so you also see the physical layer I actually created, which is ESX9, which is the new server we actually purchased from Lima. We have our physical DC1 and MGMT1 is actually monitoring. DFM is actually, I think, it's watching and kind of server as well. And then the virtual VC1, which is the one we are using right now, is actually on the physical server. So if anything happened, and you can always look into the EXX9 and as I told you before, 192.168.99.9, then connect it to that and boot up the DC1 and the VC1, then you are ready to go. Because if those two servers are not online, you can't log into any of the virtual servers at all. Alright, so also, and if you click on any of the servers, you can see you can actually edit in the virtual machine settings. And really important, because later I'm going to show you and how to actually make the valid server, and by putting the right MAC address into um, the console and uh, into the management layer of the console to be able to make all the virtual machine actually work. Alright, so let me just show you so you will know what's going to happen. Before we do that as well, for the DC scenario, and in it's already and backup automatically on the NetApp. But if you're not satisfied with that, you can still use the snapshot and to back up the server. But the problem with that is, if you use the snapshot, the server has to be offline to be uh, back up properly. So you can only do that during the outage, network outage kind of hours, or you have to do one weekend. All right, okay, let's go back to show you how we actually create the production server or tester server, whatever, in the Citrix environment. As you can see, we have the 6.5 and 7.5, and both of them actually have 6.5 have this templates, and the 7.5 have this templates. Okay, so let's make 7.5 and the production server or tester server from scratch. For example, if you go to clone these templates, right, by right click, then it's actually going to create a new templates, but don't worry about that right now. We just give it a name. Okay, for example, we're going to create a test server, so we name it saha-vm-xpp. Well, txt75 is already there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit more creative. Let's just check the test. So the xtst75 already there. So what it can do is, if we can do vm xtst, which is test, instead of test 75, let's do test 2, because that's make more sense, or test 1 really. Alright, so now you have to choose a container for this. Of course, we're going to choose the test group under the Citrix and the folders as well. So let's go one more step. As you can see, there's nothing showing up here, but when you select it to the host and the cluster and the combination, and you will see the validation actually successful, which means you can go to this container. We also have the Saha learn-c2, but it's not compatible with what we created, so let's stick with that for now. Go to next, and this one doesn't really make much difference, and so basically all the virtual servers gonna be successful, but you can see the ESX9 is actually missing from here. Is because it's not in the virtual environment, it's actually the physical one, so it's separated from everything else. And also you can actually do the you can actually add the ESX9 into the group, but I'll show you a little bit later. Let's focus on what we have. So this doesn't really matter, so let's choose the first one, and ESX6 as a storage space. So now this is the important part, because then it will ask you to choose either to be on the local, or you can choose a different vdisk storage space. And in this scenario, let's just choose the local, because all the disk scenario and the space and are related to which kind of server you create. For example, if you created the production server, which is going to be either silver or gold. And but if it's a test, pretty much you can just put on the local image, which also means if the EXX6 by any chance actually and fried hard disk is gone, then which means the test server you created on the local and the vdisk storage space will be gone as well. And but if you choose in the XKC and a different vdisk storage, because it's automatically set up for our DR to backup, so it's always going to be there. But for the testing purpose, let's just leave it for now. Okay, now you pretty much finished, so you just need to click on finish. So as you can see in the button of the VMware and the vSphere client and control panel, and it will just tell you the status of the clone we just did. But then again, even though the machine actually finished in time, it doesn't guarantee it's going to boot up properly. I'm going to show you a little bit later why. And let's just wait for that to actually finish. It hasn't finished yet, so